Hey guys, this is Austin. Usually when you're talking about a gaming laptop, you're pretty much in the $1,000 plus budget. Now there's nothing wrong with high-end gaming laptops. Now you get all the fun toys like high-end displays with high refresh rates and RTX graphics, but you also get some of the nicest designs out there. However, not everyone wants to spend $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000 when it comes to a gaming laptop, and that is where Acer's Nitro 5 comes in. There's definitely something to a laptop that you can take to work or school all day and yet still come home and play some games without breaking the bank. Now specifically what I have here is the all AMD version, so it's got a Ryzen processor as well as RX graphics. However, you should definitely keep an eye on those prices. So I was able to pick this guy up for $570, and at less than $600, there's a lot to like. What's not so hot though is that sometimes this laptop spikes up to around $700, and at that kind of price it's a little bit of a harder sell, so definitely be sure to keep an eye out for when the sales are, and well, just don't overpay for the laptop. Take a look around the Nitro 5 and it absolutely looks the part of a much more expensive gaming laptop. It's all red and black, it's built reasonably well, and you even have a backlit keyboard, which is a nice touch at the price. Now the bezels definitely are on the larger side, and the screen isn't anything all that special, so it is a 15.6 inch 1080p IPS panel, so it's good, it's decent, but it doesn't have any kind of high-end bells and whistles such as that high refresh rate. But I mean, we're talking about less than $600. It is hard to complain about this stuff. The screen is totally fine. You also get a solid selection of ports. Not only is there USB-C and Ethernet, but you also have plenty of USB-A ports, HDMI, there's even an SD card reader. Now at almost 6 pounds, this is certainly not a thin and light gaming laptop. It's a little bit on the thicker side, and yes, it is made entirely out of plastic, but honestly, it does feel reasonably sturdy. I really wouldn't worry about leaving this in my bag all day. It's what's inside that's really interesting. Now there is a standard Core i5 and GTX 1050 version of this laptop. What I have here is the pure AMD version, Ryzen 5 2500U, as well as a Radeon RX 560X. This is straight up not a combo that I've pretty much ever seen before, but you know what? It's actually not bad. Sure, the Ryzen 5 does fall behind the higher wattage Core i5. When you look at the graphics compared to the GTX 1050, it's actually a slight bit faster, which is especially impressive considering we basically never see AMD graphics in laptops. Performance-wise, when you get into a game like Overwatch, it's really no problem. So right now, on 1080p on medium settings, we're getting a very consistent 60 FPS. And this makes sense, right? This is the kind of performance that you would expect out of something that's roughly the equivalent to a GTX 1050. It's not the most powerful thing in the world, you won't be able to play everything on Ultra, but games like this are 100% playable. So we were about to start playing Apex Legends until I realized that this was using the integrated GPU instead of the actual RX 560. So I'm gonna try to fix that real quick. So this actually does bring me to one of the issues that I've found with this system, and that the driver situation is all over the place. So this does have AMD graphics included with that Ryzen processor as well as the Radeon graphics. But the issue is that even though they're going to be fixing this soon, right now you just can't go to the AMD website and download drivers. You actually have to get them specifically from the OEM, which in this case is Acer. Oh hi, Austin from the future here, back with an important update. So of course, the day after we filmed that segment, well, AMD dropped that driver update that they had promised. So now you can go straight to the AMD website and download all the drivers you need for the Nitro 5. And importantly, it looks like Apex Legends is now working. So with everything cranked to 1080p medium, I can see if we pull up Task Manager that the 560 is running at 80-90% load. It looks like we should be good now. All right, that's definitely better. So yeah, with a mixture of medium and a couple of low settings, we're pretty close to a 60 FPS lock now. With the driver issue fixed, this is a much more usable laptop. So disregard everything I said earlier. It's fine now. So it does look like Fortnite is properly supporting the 560X. So I hop into my settings here. I am able to run at 1080p on high, and let's see how it actually performs. Okay. Oh wow, that we just need to make a montage of me dying in Fortnite. I mean, this is fine. Like, it was running at like 50 frames per second until I got shot in the face. Upgrading is pretty easy, although it is a little bit on the limited side. So with a single screw on the bottom, you can upgrade the RAM. So by default, this guy comes with 8 gigs. Although if it's me, I'm definitely gonna upgrade to 16. Not only is that just nice to have, but also considering that we're running a Ryzen processor, having fast dual channel memory can make a big difference. Then there's the hard drive. So by default, this comes with a 1 terabyte drive, and that's fine. It's kind of decently quick as far as hard drives go, but it's 2019, and you guys should know my stance on hard drives. Just no. Just say no to hard drives. Thankfully, upgrading this is also super easy. Again, there's just one screw behind a door on the bottom, and I think it's actually a pretty worthwhile upgrade to go to something like a 500 gig SSD. It's not that expensive, and it will give you a ton of capacity, but importantly, you're gonna get that SSD speed. Now, as this is a gaming laptop, battery life isn't exactly the strong suit. Now, it is actually pretty decent for a gaming laptop like this. I was able to get around 4 to 5 hours of standard use, but of course you have to keep in mind that you're going to need a charger if you really want to take this out for a full day of proper use. And especially if you're gaming, I mean, you're definitely gonna need it. So when it comes to the Nitro 5, it is all down to the price. Now at $570, with just a couple of upgrades, this is absolutely my favorite budget gaming laptop that I've taken a look at all year. Unfortunately, if you're paying upwards of $600, the value proposition becomes a lot sketchier. So it really does kind of depend on where you're able to find this and how expensive it is. But once they get those AMD driver issues sorted out, there's a lot of potential with the Nitro 5.